Hello, everybody, and welcome to Average Joe Sports for this week. I know it's been a while. The last time I talked to you guys was talking about the proposal of the Sonics Arena, but that's behind us. I'm going to talk about the really big news made by the presidents of the NCAA conferences and the BCS that in 2014 they came up with the brilliant idea that, hey, we're going to have a 4-team playoff, and we're still going to keep the bowl games. That's right, kids. We, the fans, are finally going to get the playoff in which we've been asking for at least 5 years now. And probably because it has to do with the fact that, well, the BCS title game wasn't watched all that well. It still had big numbers. I don't have the number in front of me, but I heard it was lower than anticipated. So yeah, that might be the reason, probably because they got it wrong. It was still a great game. I caught it on replay. It was an okay game, but at the same time, two SEC schools having a rematch isn't correct when considering, and I said it before in my bowl special, that Ohio State and Michigan played their last game of the season for then at that time the Big Ten title, and also for bragging rights in their big game. And the BCS said flat out, nobody wants to see a rematch. And I said in that vlog special as well that, yeah, they don't want to see a rematch of two teams from the same conference if it's not the SEC conference. Now, again, as I said, SEC, I'm not dissing because in the sense of the BCS format, you guys have won more national titles than any conference in history, and you know what? I can't fault you for that. You guys have got a great defensive conference down there, So and it's also a big bruising running conference. So I mean, I understand and I give you lots of respect for that. However, this particular BCS College Bowl system was working solely in your benefit. What does this also mean? That means possibly, a school from a smaller conference is not going to get what I like to call the Boise State treatment. You know the Boise State treatment. You go undefeated so you can get some BCS love, only to get left out of the title game because you're the only undefeated team because you play an inferior conference. So that means they'll probably wind up being the 4 seed, aka the wild card. Now, I love the fact that the bigwigs at the BCS and also the conference presidents and officials decided that they came up with this wonderful idea. It's like, when you watch movies and you've got the really smart guy who's obviously the brains of the operation feeding an idea to the not so smart but more charismatic character and gives him an idea. And he's like, no, that's a terrible idea. And then 3 seconds later goes, you know what? I've got a really great idea. Let's have a bowl game. Let's have a 4-team playoff. And then after that, we'll still keep the bowl games. But in the semifinal games, those will be bowl games. And then we'll have a national title game that's not a bowl game. And the guy, and the smart, brainy guy's going, I just said that. So, I mean, that's how I feel about it. I think it's going to be a great thing. I wish it was happening sooner. But I can wait till 2014 to actually see a playoff in which I will watch. What does this also mean? I think it's a start to what will eventually be an 8-team playoff, probably with the same format. However, it shouldn't go any more than 8. I'm okay with 6 teams, actually. Well, no, yes, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Shouldn't go any more than 8. I'm not gonna lie. So adding 2 more teams wouldn't be a half bad idea. That way, the top 2 seeds get a bye, and you kind of get an extra wild card spot in there. But anything more than that is ridiculous. And at the end of the day, somebody's going to be left out. You know what? That's just something you're going to have to deal with. SEC, you might only get 1 team into that playoff, and you're going to be mad because we have the best conference. Rabble. Who cares? Guess what? You have the team that won your division title automatically goes to a BCS bowl game. That's how you guys set it up. So you get basically 1 automatic bid to that dance. Tough titty. If you don't like it, that's too bad. It's our turn to actually go out there and do it. And if you really are the best team in the best conference in America, a 4-team playoff shouldn't scare you a whole hell of a lot. I'm just saying. Again, I'm not here to bash the SEC. I know it sounds like I am, but at the same time, you guys have set the bar. And I give you tons and tons of respect for that. So don't get it twisted as me completely dissing. I'm just stating the fact that you guys are the best conference, and that you are the conference that we have to fight against and try and beat, because the Big 10 couldn't do it. The Big 12 can almost keep up, but not really. And the Pac-12 we don't have the big uglies on the defensive side, nor do we have the speed to keep up with you either. So I'm just saying, you guys are the team to beat, but you only get one team, so you guys got one chance to prove it. So if you get blown out by West Tennessee State, which isn't possible, 2 different conferences, but if you get blown out in that playoff, guess what? Now all of a sudden you look bad. So just saying. Again, it's a step in the right direction. I like what I see. I'm finally glad that they're that those bigwigs are actually listening to the fans and to actual sports officials for a change. So that'll be great. 2014, we'll see exactly what happens, but I'll have more of a college football review later on in the summer. But for right now, that was the big news. Just wanted to give my opinion on it. That's all I got for Average Joe Sports today. Peace out. Go Mariners.